Welcome. In statistics, making a decision based on data often boils down to a single, critical rule. Today, we are going to master the logic behind rejecting the null hypothesis. Specifically, we will understand what it means when the p-value is less than or equal to alpha, and why that specific comparison tells us if our evidence is strong enough to prove a point. To understand this, let's look at a courtroom trial. In a criminal trial, a defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty. The prosecutor must present enough evidence to convince the jury beyond a reasonable doubt. In statistics, we do the exact same thing. Our innocent assumption is called the null hypothesis, or H0. We believe it is true until the data proves it false. We need statistically significant evidence to overturn this assumption. Let's define the two players in this game. First, H0, the null hypothesis. This represents the status quo, or the assumption that nothing interesting is happening. For example, this medicine has no effect. Opposing it is H1, the alternative hypothesis. This is the claim we want to test, like, this medicine works. Our goal in hypothesis testing is to see if we have enough evidence to ditch the null hypothesis in favor of the alternative. Before we even look at data, we must set a standard. How much proof do we need? This is called alpha, or the significance level. Alpha is our risk tolerance. It is the probability we are willing to accept of making a mistake by rejecting the null hypothesis when it's actually true. The scientific standard is usually 0.05 or 5%. Think of this as a line in the sand. If the chance of a coincidence is lower than this, we will consider the evidence real. Now we run our experiment and calculate the p-value. The p-value quantifies our evidence. It answers a specific question. If the null hypothesis were true, how surprising is this data? A high p-value means the data is common and not surprising. A low p-value means the data is extremely rare and surprising. So, a low p-value is strong evidence against the null hypothesis. Here is the golden rule of hypothesis testing. We compare our evidence, the p-value, against our threshold alpha. If p is less than or equal to alpha, we reject the null hypothesis. Why? Because the probability of seeing such data by random chance is so low that we simply don't believe it was chance. We conclude the effect is real. A helpful rhyme to remember this is, if p is low, the null must go. Let's visualize this on a bell curve. The curve represents all possible outcomes if the null hypothesis is true. The shaded red area on the right is our alpha, the critical region of rare outcomes. If our test result falls into this red zone, it means our p-value is smaller than alpha. In this visual, the blue dot represents our observed result. Since it falls inside the rejection region, it is too extreme to be considered normal variation. Let's try a concrete example. Imagine you suspect a coin is tricked to land on heads. Your null hypothesis is that the coin is fair. You flip it 10 times, and it lands on heads all 10 times. The probability of a fair coin doing this is about 0.00097. This is your p-value. We compare this to our alpha of 0.05. Since 0.00097 is much smaller than 0.05, we reject the null hypothesis. It is safe to conclude the coin is biased. To wrap up, remember these 3 steps. 1. Start by assuming the null hypothesis is true. 2. Calculate the p-value to measure how strange your data is. And 3. Apply the decision rule. If the p-value is less than or equal to your significance level alpha, you have sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.